How to do that? Where they go?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, it is the WrestleMania preview from the Pro Wrestling Report. Frank is joining us on the Pro Wrestling Report this week. He's still got a ton of emails in front of him, but we're going to talk about match by match WrestleMania 23 coming up live from Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan this Sunday. That's coming up in just a moment, right here on the Pro Wrestling Report.
That's right. That's one good kind.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the world's most watched professional wrestling news program. This is the Pro Wrestling Report. Damian Nelson sitting alongside the man they call Meathead and Frank Costantino.
I get said last.
Frank joining us this week as we bring you this exclusive preview of WrestleMania 23. Gentlemen, every year around this time, things get good for us because not only do we celebrate our annual anniversary, but it's WrestleMania, and the road to WrestleMania has been traveled. We come to the crossroads, if you will, this Sunday at Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan.
I want the bumper sticker I see in the hood all day long. I've traveled the road to WrestleMania. It's on a bunch of cars. They gave it away.
Really?
Yeah, courtesy of Time Warner Cable. I've seen it on a bunch of cars. Yeah, I've heard of them.
I've heard of those guys.
As I said, folks, we will be talking match by match WrestleMania 23, giving you our predictions. Frank's are always the wrong ones. Meatheads are never, ever close, and I, of course, get them all right.
Well, wait. Then where's Carl?
Carl has Karnak me his abilities to do these predictions.
He's done a lot more than Karnak, Jim.
Let's start with the card. Let's start at the bottom, if you will, and talk about the first matchup. It is for the United States Championship. Chris Benoit from SmackDown will take on Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP. That match for the U.S. Championship. Let's talk about it, folks. It has been developed over the last couple of weeks. The story really isn't there behind this match. However, you got Chris Benoit, the United States champion, defending against MVP. Who will walk?
Here's the story that it hasn't been developed but is there. Chris Benoit has had the belt. Nobody's cared. Time to give it to somebody up and coming. That is your story. And your winner is Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP.
I agree. You can't. It's a match that, again, nobody cares about. What's important is where is this match going to be in the order?
First, it'll be in Ford Field.
It'll be the opening match.
You think they'll put that as the first match?
Oh yeah.
That's kind of risky, isn't it?
No.
You can get out of the way.
It's like a Hardy match. Normally they're first.
I'm certain that they will not be, as they are participants in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Luckily for them,
particularly
I
WrestleMania.
think that's going to be the first match of the night.
Money in the Bank? Absolutely not.
You're not a booker, are you?
No, I think
You got
to start off
Booker
high.
Man.
You got to start.
Yeah, you know a lot about starting off high.
They wrote a song about me. It's called "It's Cold as Ice."
You pick MVP. You pick MVP.
Yeah.
Championship changes hands. You feel at WrestleMania.
If this is the first match of the night, Benoit wins. If it's not, it's the other way around.
No stipulations.
Look here, Booker Man. That's just not how it works.
I'll stay with my pick.
Who could be a better opponent for Chris Benoit?
Bobby
the list
Lashley.
is very long. I'm sorry?
Bobby Lashley.
In the current scenario where Chris Benoit is the United States champion.
It wouldn't work. Bobby Lashley would have been a wrestling guy for him. Chris Benoit could have been an ECW, could have been a hardcore guy. Chris Benoit could have been one of those, I don't know, he could have wrestled Elijah Burke. He could have wrestled any guy.
He could have participated in the Elijah experience.
Right, exactly.
For lingering WCW fans, he's been fighting Fit Finlay.
What's WCW? I'm not familiar. What was that?
It's a company that WWE
was that an indie fed? Just asking. I mean, trying to help the fans at home understand.
He's steaming. The smoke coming out.
I picked Chris Benoit in that matchup just because you two picked MVP.
Of course, because we picked the black guy and you picked the white guy.
I hadn't even noticed MVP was black.
Yeah, sure. I'm coming. Yeah. All white wrestlers come out taking top themes.
When you watch the tape, and we might have to edit it out, but just look at the sequence of things you just said.
I know what I said.
Kane versus the Great Khali. Great Khali, 7'3", 420 pounds. Kane now with his hook from See No Evil.
If that Benoit MVP match is not first, this one is.
It will be short no matter what. The Great Khali can barely walk, let alone wrestle. He is a spectacle, not a wrestler.
He cannot even headbutt correctly.
With such a large surface area to work with, you would think it'd be pretty easy for him.
Exactly. He turns his head sideways and sticks it straight up Kane's candy ass. I'm sorry, where am I?
Kane with a newfound bit of energy, and
There's some steam with Kane now.
in this match with a great Khali, who, in my opinion, there are so many more deserving people who should be on this card.
Joey
than the great
Mercury.
Khali. Probably not him.
Johnny Nitro.
Well, from a physical,
I agree.
Shelton Benjamin.
From a physical
I
stature,
agree.
I mean, he's something where you.
He's a spectacle.
The first time I go, wow, there's a big dude. But other than that, he can't do anything else.
His jaw is bigger than our heads.
He's got the Appalachian Mountain Range on his chest too. I don't know if you've noticed. He's got something.
Why are you
going
looking
on.
at his chest?
You can't miss these peaks peeking out at you on his chest when you look.
Are we talking about Snitsky?
The match is
I was
Kane
watching
versus the Great
Snitsky.
Khali.
I'm sorry to just go off on a sidetrack here, but I was watching Snitsky. They need to rename his theme song, or rename Snitsky to Jaws.
Why is
Toon,
this?
toon, toon, toon. I swore I was going to be pulled underwater.
And
Roy
the problem
Schneider.
with that would have been.
Did you get the whole reason why I went off on the track? I don't care about this match, and I know no one else does.
The obvious winner
I brought it back.
in most people's minds is Kane. I firmly believe it's going to be Khali.
Kali?
Nope, this one's going DQ so they can keep the thing going.
Why?
Because there's no one else to
DQ.
match. It's going to be a DQ.
How is it going to be a DQ when a man's got a hook? Would they make a match that the guy's going to bring the hook and they're going to say there's going to be a DQ?
It's going to be a DQ.
Do you think they can create an effect where the hook goes into his eye and he drags Khali, down the ramp, up the ramp, whatever?
I hope so.
That was not a realistic question.
Then,
Glad you answered that.
he would never ever see any evil.
You say Kane, you say DQ, I say Khali.
I say Kali. I didn't say Kane, I said Kali.
Who's worse, Khali or Giant Gonzalez?
Kali?
Yeah.
Well,
No, Kali. Giant
He
Gonzalez
doesn't
could
have
move-
that fancy little skeleton suit
Yeah.
like
Giant
Giant
Gonzalez
Gonzalez
didn't
did.
move either, though.
Giant Gonzalez could move better than Kali could.
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay, who's worse? Giant Gonzalez, Kali, or Zeus?
Oh, now, come on, Zeus, Mr. Tiny,
Tiny Lister, yeah.
was at least physically able to perform in the ring.
Yes.
And remember, he was involved in a great angle. And remember when he broke Hogan's neck?
Yep.
Twist. And Hogan had hair and it flicked. Zeus.
That's
I
what
think
sold
Zeus-
it. Was
Zeus
Hogan's
is
hair
not in
actually
that
moved.
category,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Okay. Frank, do you feel all high and mighty up on your seat like that?
If I touch his chair, I'm going to...
The next matchup, folks, is for the WWE Women's Championship. It is Melina going up against the Playboy cover girl,
What- and
Ashley.
what a letdown from last year's WrestleMania. A great 6-month program of women wrestling.
And as I said at the time, one of the best, if not the best, diva wrestling angles in the history of the divas, not women's wrestling.
Correct. And,
It's a difference
this
there.
year is definitely a letdown. The only reason Ashley's there is because they have a magazine to pimp. That's the new flavor of the month. Ashley will be gone in WWE in the next 2 years.
Yeah, less than that.
So, the champion Melina, the challenger
Keeps the
Ashley.
belt.
Melina wins according to the man they call Meathead.
Yes, Melina wins this one also.
According to the man they call Frank.
Let's see.
Melina's got some heat right now. She's got true heel heat, and it's difficult for divas to attain that.
Yeah, and what's really odd, too, is with all the hair pulling that women's matches usually have, all that fake hair that she's wearing,
You assume it's fake?
well,
You're
it's,
you're still jealous, and that's why you don't like Johnny Nitro.
no,
'Cause
I
he's
don't
hitting
hate
that.
Johnny. He's not hitting that.
Oh, he's
Oh.
he's.
Then how does he...
She real strong on plow, apparently.
Oh, wonder if that field's clear. I mean,
Frank,
because
you had something to say?
usually grass doesn't grow
Frank,
on a busy
Frank.
ball field.
I go with Ashley in that matchup. It makes sense more for there would be something to be said about the match after it's over, as opposed to it just sort of having happened.
No, I think you just.
Hey,
gotta
this
go-
is a show about opinions. I
Yeah,
gave mine. I let you give yours.
And I'm
so why don't you
disagreeing.
just... No.
I'm
You,
disagreeing.
you apparently didn't read your new contract.
Which I have.
No, you
didn't sign it.
don't have the ability.
He didn't sign it.
Oh, I've got ability. Trust me.
Ron White, he's a comedian.
I've
Lisa
heard of him.
Lampanelli's going to be here in our hometown of Milwaukee this Friday night. I'm going to see her for the first time. It's going to be great. But Ron White has a line in his comedy album Drunk in Public where he goes, blah, 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 police were going to arrest him. They said, Mr. Wright, you have the right to remain silent. But I didn't have the ability, he says. You had to be there, I guess.
Again, if you guys know Diamond, Dave Dolly, Ron White, Dave Dolly, long-lost brothers,
From another mother?
Separated at birth?
possibly, but not separated at the bar.
The ECW Originals, RVD, Tommy, Dreamer, Sabu, and many others will go up against the New Breed, led by Elijah Burke.
Another thing that's bothering me. Elijah Burke, Max Stryker, Kevin Thorne, and Marquise Corbin.
He off the mail.
Here's another thing that bothers me about the New Breed, or is it New Blood?
New Breed.
Or is it New Blood?
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
New Breed.
Does the
I went out and I brought my competition.
Does the NB kind of look like New Blood from 2001? Or, excuse me, 2000? It sure does to me.
This is not a retrospective
This
show.
is a
We're talking
recycled
about
gimmick, is what it is.
Sunday's WrestleMania event from Detroit, Michigan.
And then ECW Originals. You know, not to steal a line from the original ECW One Night Stand, but they look like a couple softball teams.
I'll tell you what
Wearing their
bothers
neat
me.
little T-shirts.
What bothers me about this match is there's
Did you just call them lesbians?
No!
Oh.
Where are you?
I am sitting in our Milwaukee studios right now, not paying you
Frank
any
was
attention.
talking.
I'm glad you're here this week, Frank. We should have you on this show every week. Do you think if we moved you over a little, and do you think?
you gotta talk to my agent, man. There's no way around this thing.
Yeah, I'm sick of you and your damn agent. But
Frank was talking.
I'll tell you what bothers me about this match.
what bothers you about this match?
Because there are still some of you out there that want the old ECW back. There are some that want the new ECW. You're going to alienate half your fan base in this match by declaring the new breed, the new blood has won. No,
Breed.
it's the old ECW. They got
Originals.
And then, okay, let's say the old group wins. Then you watch ECW hoping for old things to happen, and they don't. And then you see the new stuff, and then you want the old stuff. It's just not. It bothers me, this match.
Thank
and
you,
it's a
Booker
match-
Man.
Bothers me.
That's okay, and that's a good opinion. I mean, better than Damien's, whatever it is. I completely agree. That's
So
why I
have
don't
we
have
chosen in that matchup the Originals or the New Breed?
one. Do I have to pick a winner?
That's what we do
I
on this
can't
show
go
this
Frank
week.
and say DQ
You
again.
cannot, no.
It's going to be the Originals.
ECW Originals? Why? What sense would that make in future storyline plots?
Because it's going to give more heat. I'm just making this up as I go. It's going to give more heat to the ECW New Blood, which I'll call them from now on. The ECW New Blood to want to attack the Originals, and that's... I don't know. I just made it
And
up.
for a real fan of ECW, which you are, I know. I mean,
What-
I would put in that category
Of which ECW?
of the old ECW.
Right, but
Well,
I
the originals
do
are
not
represented.
expect the old ECW to ever come back.
But see, that's
And I'm more a fan of the guys. Rob Van Dam, who just wrestled a phenomenal match against Elijah Burke, having the Elijah Burke experience in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Rob Van Dam going in as the local favorite, you know, right up the road in Battle Creek.
Yeah.
What a great match between those two. But Sandman, done. Sabu, done.
yeah.
Who's the other one? Tommy Dreamer? Oh, my broken back. Oh, my broken back. And his neat little softball T-shirt.
I'm gonna go with the Originals here just because I have to pick some.
Fan pop.
It is the New Breed. Not just to go against y'all, but it is the New Breed. Because
Blood's
that just
gonna
makes
win?
sense. The New Breed.
Blood.
Breed.
Same NB, too.
Money in the Bank ladder match. A chance at a title shot
font.
anytime in the next 12 months. You name the
365
date.
days.
You name the place. If you win this matchup, Money in the Bank, 8 participants. CM Punk, Randy Orton, Edge, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Mr. Kennedy. All hail King Booker!
And,
Finlay.
okay.
Come to fight.
8 participants. First time we've had 8 participants in a Money in the Bank ladder match. Meathead, you have
Here's-
something to say.
Here's what I've been looking at. So far, I've saw 5 heels and 3 faces. Okay. Saw 4 from Smacky Wacky. That's a throwback for you. 3 from Raw, 1 from ECW. It's not going to be the ECW guy.
No.
Because why waste that big of spot on an ECW guy? Okay. And CM Punk is not going to be the champion of SmackDown. 2, it's not going to be either of the Hardy Boys. Sorry, that's not to antagonize you. It's just not going to be. Okay. 3, it's not going to be King Booker.
All hail
You're gonna pick
King
the same guy.
Booker!
It's
Let
not
him
gonna
finish.
I have a thought process behind this.
Ladies and gentlemen, mark the date on the tape.
He is
March
thinking.
30th,
I have a
2007.
thought process.
Meathead has a thought process. Not just a thought, which happened on
It's the
June
whole- it's the whole
8th,
thing.
2002, but now there's a process.
That was when I said, hey, let's go drink at Summerfest and tape a show. It's going to be either Orton, Edge, or Kennedy.
Is it just me, or does Randy Orton look completely unenthused to be participating in WWE matches at this point in time?
I totally agree with that.
Especially made clear on his ECW demeanor when he wrestled on ECW this past Tuesday.
Normally, decisions.
By the way, I still have an answer, but I'll let these guys
no.
go.
No,
I want you to
Inserted a
finish.
dramatic pause.
I
for
wanted you to finish.
No, because I thought the same thing when I saw him Monday, last Monday night on Raw. Like you know how some of them the decisions are made on who's going to win these matches. Sometimes they make them right before to kind of keep the.
They call me first, and then
Right, they
just
call
make
me
sure it's
in.
okay.
I think they've already told Randy Orton that he's going to win this thing, and he's now just kind of sitting back. And this is the attitude that was part of the reason why he was gone for that certain period of time.
That wasn't the attitude that
Well,
sent him off.
his attitude was a big part of that.
It's
and,
it's
you know,
part of the equation.
what he
on
liked to call females.
Right. So I think he's been told already that he's won this thing and looks disinterested. That's my opinion, of course. That's the first thing I thought when I saw him on Raw. So that all said.
Now, using my logic again, there's three
And your
left.
thought process.
And my thought process. Orton, Edge, Kennedy. It will not be Orton. It definitely 100% cannot be Edge. Edge is going to be down for the count because
That's
of
just a
his
straw.
injury. And
He'll be fine.
it's going to be
Mr. Kennedy! Now you're wrong. Kennedy!
Now, this one's easy. This is going to be Randy Orton versus Edge at the end, and Randy Orton wins.
To throw a wrench in both your spokes, what did they do in the first two Money in the Bank ladder matches? Edge wins the first one, RVD wins the second one. Would you have called either of those two people to have won those matches?
RVD was called to win that match. Predicted by this guy. Shush!
In general, those were two surprise winners, if you will.
Wrong.
In general.
In general, the first one was, not the second.
My point is you go with the unobvious person. What
The
they've
unobvious
done,
person last
what
year
they've
was
done-
Ric Flair.
what
That
they've done-
wasn't gonna happen.
what they've done, 4 times it took me to get you to shut up. What they've done, 5, is created a situation where there are so many people in it that can win.
In it
You
to
really
win it
can't
like
name
Iserman?
a participant that will not win.
I just
Finley
did.
will not win.
I just did.
I don't
I,
believe
How
that.
can you
I
say
am
how
wrong.
you
I'm sorry.
No
I'm
way.
wrong.
I am a mark, all right? If I want to still believe just a little, I should be able to still believe just a
Damien,
little.
you and me are going to be on the same page for this 1 second. Fit Finley has just as much a chance as
Jeff Hardy,
wrong. Hardys are not going to win.
believe.
I can't. The Hardys will not win.
No, they won't. It's not a tag match. One or the other can potentially win
Neither
this
Jeff nor Matthew will win. Finley's got as much of a chance as Booker, Orton,
King
Kennedy.
Booker.
Stop. Booker, Orton, Kennedy. Punk has a little bit more of a chance
That would be the
than the
surprise.
Hardys.
That would be the
That's
surprise.
your guy. Using your philosophy and your strategy, strategizing.
Strategizing. Who's next in those 8 participants to get a big push? It is not King Booker.
No.
It's Kennedy.
It could be Kennedy. It could be CM Punk. It
Kennedy
could be
seems to
Orton.
be
It
the
could be Edge
obvious
again.
choice.
Edge could be the first 2-time winner
No.
of the Money in the Bank ladder match.
To keep Edge's undefeated streak in WrestleMania.
Yeah, but unless I misunderstood the way that how you win this match.
The way you win a match is you go up the ladder and you get the case.
Wrong by
So
damn
he's not
wrong.
Losing. He's not. He can still say. I've
That's
never
how he's
been
got around
pinned.
it, because he
Right.
exactly.
Exactly.
So-
You're right.
Yes.
That's where I'm going with it.
Okay,
He's
that's
not
fine.
Technically losing
But
this thing.
you don't give a chance to Fit? That's
No.
not right.
No, I can't. How?
Why? Fit has been in the main event mix on SmackDown for the last year and a half.
After
How
being
is
in
he
it for
not?
WCW for, what was it, 25 years ago? 30?
How is he not?
It's 35.
How is he not in the main event mix? He was in the King's Court. He was in the main
How many
event.
times have I
almost
had
He's
money in
good
the bank?
pepper on the mashed potatoes, but he's no mashed potatoes.
How many times have they had Money in the Bank matches?
3.
This will be the
Well,
third
this will be
annual.
the third.
This will be the third. Both winners have been
Not a
Raw.
confirmed annual yet.
Both winners have been Raw participants. Correct?
Correct.
I think it's going to be a third, and Randy Orton. Finley just doesn't fit.
Frank doesn't see it.
Notice the gimmick he just did? Finley doesn't fit.
That was good. That was good. I'm glad we
I don't think he did it on purpose, but I'll give you the credit for that.
The discussion about this match shows right here, right now, there could be any winner of those
Won't
8
be
participants.
Either of the Hardys. That's the
Who do
only
you
two.
pick? Name one. You pick Kennedy, Frank, your
I
turn.
will dress up in a chicken suit if Fit Finley.
The gobbledygooker! Frank will interns mark the tape, mark the
Matter
spot.
of fact, I know where to get one. Champion Chicken, friends out on
I thought it was golden chicken.
but they have
Well, it's
a
on
Great French
they
fries.
have a
I will
huge
dress
fan.
up on this very program in a chicken outfit if Fit Finley wins.
And you're shaving your head if Donald Trump loses, right? You said you were shaving your head if something happened.
I will shave my head if Jeff Hardy wins the Money in the Bank.
You just got really quiet there.
Jeff Hardy, Money in the Bank, your head will be bald. You're bald. And you are going to dress up like a
No,
cock.
like a leprechaun.
No, what
No,
are you?
Like
What are
a
you, George W. Bush? You can't just change it like
No, no,
that.
no,
People
you're
were
a
listening
chicken.
when you
No, no,
spoke
no.
the first
Carl,
time.
no, no, I'll be a
Carl,
chicken. I'll be a
Carl, you'll be the
cock?
chicken. And what are you putting up?
Yes.
Because these are null and void unless you do something.
I am not. Wait,
Null and
no,
void.
no, not null, not void, because I am the one who have said for the last 5 minutes that anybody can win that match. I am not one who's saying there is not a single
Null,
person in that match
void.
who cannot win. No, not null, void. It only takes 2 to make a bet. 2 have tangled. The bet is on. You're bald.
travel.
You're a cock.
Void, null. Call it what you
I'll
will.
shave my head and wear a chicken outfit.
How are we going to know your head's shaved if you got a cock on?
That's not really funny, folks. What Damien has done here is he played with the word.
A chicken is a cock. The
Now you're
game
gonna have-
cocks.
Remember the day that Oregon
They
State...
didn't play each other.
Yes, they did.
No.
In football about 4 years ago.
You have picked Kennedy. You have said it will not be Fit Finley, but who will it be?
Randy
Frank?
Orton.
Randy Orton.
Put it out there, Damien. What are you
Ladies and
gonna do?
gentlemen, at
Randy
this
Orton
time,
and-
Grow an afro.
I would
Randy
like
Orton
to
at the
select.
top, and Randy Orton wins.
I would like to select Randy Orton as your winner of the Money in the Bank ladder.
Damien
match.
Nelson
Randy Orton's the
guarantees.
tallest man in the match, by the way.
Damien Nelson guarantees.
That means he can get up to the.
Damien Nelson guarantees.
No, he's tall.
Who's your man again? Randy Orton?
Randy Orton.
That if Randy Orton does not win the match, he will
I
grow
will
his afro
come here and
out.
just say I'm right. I can't.
Sure you can.
It'll take like 2 years, I think, to grow
What are you
up.
saying?
You know, the lights, they burn the top, the whole thing.
Damien will add 10 years by growing this afro. Trust me.
Orton, Kennedy. I'm writing it down just in case the interns fell asleep. They do that sometimes back in the.
Oh, you don't have to
day.
forget mine. I'll tell you exactly who it is. It's Kennedy! This makes for great TV, this silence while you're writing.
That's where you punks fill in. I can't
Apparently you
carry the
can't
whole
focus
show.
on the-
I
yeah.
do it for 52 minutes of the 58 minutes each week.
Again, just so everyone's clear, Frank Costantino will dress up in a chicken outfit
Yes.
and shave his head bald.
You've done this is doing a reset.
if
Good,
Fit
good
Finley, Fit Finley wins the Money in the Bank. The meathead will shave his head bald if either,
This one.
yeah, oh damn, will shave his head bald if Jeff Hardy wins the Money in the Bank. And Damien
All
Nelson,
you said for the last few months is
and Damien Nelson will grow out his afro if
if I agree to participate. No.
then void.
No, don't you dare try that. You two sit
Okay.
here and just pass it
You'll
on and
grow
say,
it out.
Frank, be the person you are on this show, the elder statesman, settle this crap, because I was not passionate that there was a single person in the match who simply could not win. The two of you are. You say Jeff Hardy simply will not win.
No, I
You
say there's
Fit Finley
two.
will simply will not win.
There's two people
Thus,
that
meaning
simply
you
will
wanted
not
to make it interesting. We have done so. I am the enforcer. I will make sure it happens. I can't participate in the bet.
Apparently, you're also the girl on this panel.
The
too.
next match, ladies and gentlemen, it is the championship match for Raw. We have an email that someone sent in that will talk to us about that match, and I am now warm, by the way. It
Gross.
got me worked up.
Gross.
This is from Ryan Z. from Sacramento, California. Do you feel that since Triple H is billed at being at Mania, that he may cost
Is
HBK the title? If
Why
not,
is it 2003 again?
if not, then perhaps he helps HBK take the title, and then do a jealousy turn. He turns on HBK and chases him for the title.
2003 again.
1998,
Again.
when Michaels dropped the ball, Triple H took over DX. Michael went home and found his smile.
SummerSlam, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, got Shawn Michaels back in.
2002.
2, 3, it
That was
doesn't
also
matter.
the Brock Rock match.
Yeah,
SummerSlam
we've
02.
done this already.
I like the idea, because you have to remember, a lot of people don't remember what happened in 2003.
Well, now
Was
you
that
do.
other organization, that Indie Fed you were talking about earlier, was it around in 2003?
Here's my problem.
Bald afro.
They've given John Cena the ball, and he's been running with it. To have Triple H kind of go in here, and then him and Shawn Michaels fight for a title, Cena drops the ball, and then that's done. He's done at that point.
No.
He's done.
No.
He's out of the picture, unless Cena becomes part of a three-way thing there, and they can fight each other. But
What if we mention, and I'm not going there.
my
Damien.
opinion, of course.
What if we mention is the best way to try to make money? Have the face chase the heel for the belt. There's a chance again to put Cena in something else for a couple months. Let him come back at WrestleMania 24 down by the Orange Blossom Trail and actually go for the belt again. Bald afro, your turn.
Who?
He'd be the
Randy
challenger.
Orton, maybe?
Somebody. Kennedy.
So then Kennedy moves over.
Doesn't matter anymore. They're all the same show. Seriously, folks. Raw, SmackDown, ECW, can you tell the difference? I can't. They all start the same. They all have the same backstage segments. They all end the same. Except for Raw this previous Monday, which said after the
Yes,
final match,
very odd.
we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We're out of your time.
It's really odd.
Hall of Famer, folks.
No, it wasn't his fault.
No,
because-
it's not.
No, the reason for it is they have to have a certain amount of commercials.
I understand that. They missed one of the
during
commercial spots. Well, we'll be right back. We're going to come back to Shawn Michaels standing on the ramp.
Give him the smile.
Why do you hate? Just why?
Why do I bring up the facts?
Is it because you voted for George W. and now you realize the error of your ways, and now you just got all this pent-up rage over the fact that he screwed you and 300 million other people in this country?
No. I haven't been screwed.
How do you really feel about that?
I'm just asking questions. I'm a reporter. I'm just asking questions. I'm a
I
broadcast
haven't called
journalist.
you by any of your nicknames lately, have I? Young Democrat? Have I? Gonna go to a rally
The
tonight?
match.
No. What do you think of his scenario?
Did we
Triple
say the
H.
name, by the way?
Yes.
Triple H, I don't
Ryan
believe,
Season.
will be involved in any way, shape, or form with WrestleMania.
Okay.
I
And
agree.
it's,
Certainly can't do a run-in.
hey now, I'll take some of
Yeah,
that.
that was good.
Look at that. Just you.
Don't
Yeah,
like
we'll
it.
be dissing that bald afro in a couple months.
John Cena versus Shawn Michaels. The WWE Championship is on the line. Meathead, name the winner in that matchup.
Shawn Michaels and John Cena, your winner and still champ, John Cena.
The champ will remain.
Yeah, I've been going back and forth on this one.
You
I've
honestly
been going
spent
back
time.
and to the left.
You obviously spent time on this before the show.
No, because you
You've
watch.
been up at night thinking about it.
Yeah, you watch what happens. The last thing that happens on Raw, and then you kind of go, okay.
It doesn't matter anymore because there's 2 more shows after that now to build that angle along. Because they're all the
I'm
same.
going to go with
Frank.
Cena, just because of the last thing that Shawn Michaels did to him.
Getting the super kick in and Raw.
You're talking about the formula, kind of like, I don't know, Bobby Lashley being put down. So you're saying Lashley will be up.
Well, once that match is announced, I'll be
Sure.
my opinion.
That was
Somebody's
very
a little-
good, Frank.
somebody's a little prissy.
Like a debate.
Somebody's a little prissy.
Moderator, please. stay
Moving
by 30
right
seconds.
along. Frank, you picked who?
I will pick John Cena.
You picked John Cena. John Cena.
You want to be the antagonist, but
No,
you're going to go with Cena.
I mean the real answer is, as I said last week, in those 2 championship matches, one of the faces will win, who is a challenger, and I don't believe that's going to be Shawn Michaels in this scenario. Thus, I picked
Michaels
the
isn't the
champ,
face anymore.
John Cena.
This match is going to be similar to the Kurt Angle Shawn Michaels match. When Kurt Angle had that ankle lock for like 10 minutes, you're going to see that crossface, whatever thing, on Shawn Michaels for at least 4 or 5 minutes
STFU.
while he's trying to grab the rope.
Do you know what those initials stand for? Shut the up.
Right.
Sorry, we were trying to end your
It's going to be
segment there.
similar to the Angles match. It's going to be a great match, though.
It'll look
You
even,
really believe that?
Yeah, I think so.
It'll be a great psychologically played out match.
It'll look even greater live. And by the way, pwrshow.com, live exclusive WrestleMania coverage and Hall of Fame ceremony coverage as well.
The travel department has unfortunately chosen Meathead to go on this trip along with me.
See, here's the thing about Damien. Damien hasn't lived until he hangs out with the meat for a couple nights. Damien's going to see some
Doesn't die
boobies.
The next championship match, folks, it is for the World
In the
Heavyweight
face.
Championship. It is Batista, the Animal, going up against 14-0 at WrestleMania, Undertaker, for, again, the World Heavyweight Championship. That match, very interesting, because you've got the Undertaker's record against Batista's belt, basically.
No,
Is
literally.
Batista the man that Undertaker loses his first match at WrestleMania to?
Nope. Your new heavyweight champion, the dead man, the Undertaker. And that plays into your philosophy with the first match, now talking about this match.
Francis J.
Yeah, there's no way that
Your
Undertaker's
middle
ever...
initials J?
No, I don't have one.
It worked good phonetically.
Frankie J. Sugar.
Undertaker will never lose at WrestleMania. He wins the belt.
Never's a long time.
This is his last WrestleMania, by the way.
Thanks, Carl.
I as well go with the Undertaker, ladies and gentlemen, in that matchup. I think it makes.
Are we
Batista.
agreed on both main events?
Yeah, we did actually. Batista, folks, should not win that match. Let's rewind to WrestleMania 22, Chicago's Allstate Arena.
Smells.
Triple H was a lock in everybody's opinion to win that match against John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
John Cena walked out of WrestleMania still the champ.
He's walked through hell.
Is this scenario so obvious that it will actually be Batista who wins at WrestleMania?
No, because there's too much at stake.
Yeah, I just... They've been...
It was just the belt before. This is Undertaker's streak.
If this wasn't...
His legacy.
If there wasn't a belt involved, no. There's,
And let's keep in mind, folks, with all due respect, Batista can't wrestle.
It's the legacy. It's Undertaker's legacy that's at stake here more than the belt.
And the Undertaker, remember the Undertaker-Lesnar series of 2003? Unforgiven, No Mercy.
Yeah.
Phenomenal matchups. And Lesnar, obviously a much better wrestler, leagues and journeys beyond Batista, but still had professional wrestling to learn and did so with the Undertaker. That's why you saw like the Big Boss Man in that series with the Big Show. You pair these people up. We haven't seen enough of that development program, if you will, of Batista with the Undertaker. Who knows what we're going to get in this matchup at WrestleMania?
You're going to get and again, I've mentioned this weeks and almost months ago, you're going to get this. Taker is going to carry Batista in this match, and you'd never thought Taker, at his age and his physical limitations, is going to have to carry Batista through this match.
Fan of the week. This is a person who is obviously a John Cena fan. His name is His name is Viken. Viken of Mahwah, New Jersey. Yep. Is that anywhere near Kazakhstan? I have been watching the show since late November 2006, and I've gone to the site every day since. Thank you.
Thanks.
My question is about TNA versus WWE. People are saying TNA has been
Is that
a
a
huge
video game?
letdown lately because of the likes of Vince Russo, and sometimes TNA is a letdown, but there are still interesting things going on in the company. However, Sting and Abyss need to find new feuds in the company. Anyways, I just thought when WWE had some boring and bad plot lines going on in the company, people started to turn to TNA more. Now that WWE has good things going on, WrestleMania season, they are doing better. That makes TNA seem less interesting to a lot of people because they are being compared to WWE. On your Honors show, you said there is a war in wrestling again. People are expecting that now, and TNA thinks they have to be the number 2 company. Do you think that since WWE has put on a good wrestling program lately, that it makes TNA look worse than it really is? My opinion, Viken. The Monday night debacle. That was when Raw was not on and TNA was on in their place. And they chose a best of show as opposed to a live show and failed to deliver.
It was actually a combination because they did do
Well, they
stuff
have
live.
new content.
Yeah.
Failed to deliver an impressive enough rating to be number 2. They took a risk. It failed. And they were shot back down several notches in the eyes of wrestling fans. That, I think, was the momentum killer for TNA.
No, that's actually perfect. They had an opportunity there where they could have gone completely live.
I just hate the fact that I agree with the man like 100%.
They could have gone even 2 hours if they wanted to, completely live. No, there would be no need to mention WWE. Just do their normal show.
Sell their product.
Exactly, and they decided, and it was. They went to full motion video, whatever it was, and it's just.
They decided to show old video and put new commentary on it. And that new commentary still included.
Without new commentators.
And still included Don
It
West.
looked like minor league wrestling. And they had a chance.
If they would have left it at full motion video, it would have looked better. But the cut back and forth.
Right.
Yeah.
That
Filmed
bothered
to
me.
tape.
Yeah.
Tape. Yeah,
Film looked great in the spots that it was in, but you were dizzy from going back from tape to film to tape to film.
Thanks for the awesome sight and shows, V. Ken. P.S. Meathead is the Jay Mariotti of PWR.
Jay Mariotti.
Who's he?
He's a jackass.
To me,
And
it's a
somebody else
it's
has
a
mentioned that
sports
too.
writer.
I don't know if it was Viken that mentioned it first, or somebody else has mentioned that they think I look like Jay Mariotti. You know what? I heard
How you going to look when you're bald?
I heard Jay Mariotti is a douchebag. So
Would you let the chicken cut your hair?
no.
I don't have to worry.
As you see, folks, we're going into a little bit of extended time here this week. We've had some emails. We've got the fan of the week, obviously.
We still
and our
have another
WrestleMania
match
preview.
left,
We
too.
do have I'm doing that on purpose. It's like the news when there's film coming up later and later. It's all about marketing, sales, keeping viewers.
Sure. Try not to poke an
learn
eye
about
out with that thing.
We have incorporated PWR and PWR Interactive into one show this week. So
Kind of like Raw,
here
SmackDown,
as
and
we-
ECW. It's all together this week. Bam!
Put
Right
it right in
there.
the salad bowl. It all comes out the plate.
Just don't toss it.
It is the Battle of the Billionaires. Represented by Donald Trump is is Bobby Lashley, otherwise known as...
Brock Lesnar. I did see something on the message board at pwrshow.com about White Lashley.
Lashley.
Somebody assumes...
That
and
doesn't work as well.
Somebody assumes, and again, it's your opinion, and that's fine, that Lashley is far and away better than Brock Lesnar ever was.
Let me ask.
Elizabeth, I'm coming to visit you.
Unbelievable. That one shocked me. I giggled a little bit, and then all of a sudden said, "What are you thinking?"
Brock Lesnar, one of the top 10 professional wrestlers of all time, in my opinion, overall. One of the top 10 professional wrestlers of all time, in my opinion, overall, which I'm not just talking about his wrestling abilities, which certainly there were better.
Sure.
I'm talking about the physical prowess. I'm talking about the impact he made in such a short period of time.
Too.
The charisma and the sheer awe that people were left with when they saw a Brock Lesnar match. He was a genetic freak, if you will.
And he also hit shooting star presses. He missed a couple, but he also landed shooting star presses off the
Real quickly, in regards to this situation, we had an email from from Springfield, Massachusetts, and his name was Paul, and he says, "I'm writing to defend a great wrestler and entertainer. Bobby Lashley, and Meathead Classic referring to as Black Lesnar, is degrading to a true patriot and great professional. Next, he is a former collegiate champion wrestler. Whether or not
runner-up.
Whether or not it was the heavyweight division means nothing. He then enlisted in the Army and was trained with the world-class athletic program, where he was trained in Olympic-style facilities." Is that like the jump rope for life thing?
No, it's legitimate.
Now, after all that, he is taking all his accolades and astounding amateur background to professional wrestling. Yes, because he is a big, dominating person. Everybody wants to toss him in with Brock, Mr. NFL Lesnar. Mr. Lashley has Mr. Lashley has a long future ahead of him. McMahon has made him the face of the new ECW and a huge part of WrestleMania. I had the pleasure to meet this man last summer at an autograph signing. He was nothing but pleasant and respectful. More on that in a minute. Yes, the young man is still a little green in the ring, but at no point have I seen him truly have a bad match. If Mr. Lashley leaves in the next 18 months, then feel free to call him Black Lesnar. But until then, do not sell this man short. He is truly money in the bank for WWE, and nothing stopping him from being one of the greatest big men in the sport. Passionately written by Paul from Springfield.
Thank you, Paul Ray.
From Springfield.
Thank you, Paul from Springfield.
The one thing that's interesting about Bobby Lashley
Who?
is he's 30. He's not 22 just coming out of college. He's 30.
Lesnar was 24, I believe. 24, 25.
That's a big difference.
At the time, the youngest heavyweight champion in history.
He is a little bit green, but
Well, we said last week, and you may not, I know you weren't in the studio with us when we did the Pro Wrestling Report last week, but Lashley can wrestle. There's no doubt Lashley can wrestle.
Yeah, that's
the
never been
problem we have.
Never been disputed.
Is he has been put into the place of Brock Lesnar and has a very similar style, sell,
electrons.
push, pyro, entrance, everything.
The baby
It's
face
almost
look.
like Ric Flair went away, and as great as Ric Flair is, you have somebody else come in try to be Ric Flair. You don't need to do that. Create
What they've
new
done,
talent.
exactly, what they've done is they've placed Bobby Lashley, Black Lesnar, they've placed him in Brock's role. Like they had the role written 3 years in
It's like
advance.
Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, Diesel and Razor Remote, when JR brought him back in 1996 in the Hershey Park Arena. We're not doubting.
There's a
Much
small
like
window. If you want to continue to build Bobby Lashley, that window's small because of his age.
Basically, the problem I have, and Damien said we, and I agree almost 99% with what he talked about. I mean, I don't really have a point to disagree. I just don't want to say I agree and then have him say something asinine. The problem I have with Bobby Lashley, Black Lesnar, if you will, is did you see the counterpoint with McMahon?
oh my God, was that horrible? It was horrid.
Do you know why it's horrid? That's how much charisma he has.
You old bastard.
Bastard, you
Ooh.
bald son of a bitch. That's all you got?
That's all it was.
That's all he has.
Dud.
Well, that
But he's
takes time.
soft-spoken and hard-hitting.
Hey, you know what? And by the way, we're just speaking of the wrestler, Bobby Lashley.
Oh, yeah.
Well, having not met Bobby Lashley and your interaction with Bobby, that's cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. I have a personal rule of mine. Anybody that treats me with respect, be the biggest jerk in the world according to others, if he treats me with respect and we get along, hey, he just tops on my list. So that's cool. And if you've interacted with him and he was great, cool, keep that. But I'm talking about Bobby Lashley, the wrestling character. Gotta go.
It's almost like Rey Mysterio. Can't stand him. He can wrestle, though. He's a good wrestler, is Rey Mysterio. What I've had a problem
Great
with
wrestler,
was
actually.
Ray being the World Heavyweight Champion.
And we
It
had
shows
that
about
problem for a
opinions.
year.
We are entitled to our opinions. Frank chooses to agree with you guys all the time.
I choose to tell you how I feel.
A lot of passion, though, about this Black Lesnar subject. And speaking of Brock
Ironically,
Lesnar,
the way I brought it up there, yeah, it went right over my shoulder.
Brock Lesnar will be making his MMA debut, Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, in June.
Yep.
The promoter thinks he's going to get 100,000 people in there.
Where?
way.
Tokyo Dome?
Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum.
Never.
Which I don't believe is really configured to accept 100,000 people right
It's
now.
not, unless you're storing people in the bathroom.
Battle of the Billionaires, sorry about that tangent. Battle of the Billionaires, representing Vince McMahon, is the Intercontinental Champion, Umaga. The special guest referee is Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
Hair versus hair. Somebody will leave WrestleMania without their meme.
First question for both of you. Where are they placed in this match? Second last?
This match is going to be last.
No.
Yep.
This
See,
is
I knew I
not
was
the
going to get.
game.
I knew I was going to get two different answers.
No,
This match
I
is
knew it was
going to be last.
This is second last.
This is in
See-
between, as Frank's about to call it, in between the title matches.
Oh.
Comedy spot.
There you. Lashley and Umaga can probably put on a decent match.
Right.
No, it will.
But
There'll be a lot
it's
of
playing the
heat.
comedy spot role.
It's an interesting. I have to look at my booking sheet.
Because the match will be maybe 10 minutes of wrestling. But that end segment is going to take a little while. Because, and
Vince getting
I'll
his
tell you,
haircut.
and there's that fear of, all right, we've been here almost 3 hours now. You know,
That's where the lighthearted portion comes in. You go get a snack, get ready, sit down. This is going to be the main. And I think we can actually agree, too, that it's probably going to be Batista, Undertaker, then Trump, McMahon, then Cena, Michaels.
that's where I was going.
A lot of passionate people are going to want to see Vince McMahon get his head shaved bald. That's a gimmick that's been around for how long? Brutus the Barber Beefcake?
Ever.
And remember, Brutus became the barber right after WrestleMania 3, pretty much. And who shaved Adrian Adonis' head at WrestleMania 3? It was Brutus Beefcake. That is the card. It is WrestleMania.
And we all agree that it's going to be Vince getting his head
But
shaved.
you know what? It would be great to just see just a super swerve of some sort. It's not going to happen.
And
Right.
have Donald get his head shaved
No,
too?
no, I
Or
can.
Vince loses and he makes Shane come out and get his head shaved.
No, yeah. Or he goes, if you can't beat him, join him. And then he shakes Donald Trump's hand at the end. You know, but it's
And
not,
then tries to shave him.
And then Trump says,
Pete
I went
Rose
out
goes
and I brought
running
my
out.
competition.
Then they shave Stephanie.
Aretha Franklin returns to perform America the Beautiful 20 years later.
And then Linda, right after the... they're the coneheads.
that would be.
Top fives, ladies and gentlemen. Frank, take it away.
Wow.
Whoa, we're doing top fives.
We're going to do top five. Top fives, yes.
All right. Our top five this week will start to the man on my right. He'll vote that way no matter what he says. Meet out of his top five.
Number 5 of my top 5 is going to go out to a tag team of sorts. It actually goes out to the match on ECW opening match, Rob Van Dam versus the Elijah Burke Experience. Elijah Burke,
Elijah experience.
whatever. Those two guys put on a great match. I love the spots and I love the psychology in it. It went through a commercial break, so they had some
Doesn't
rest.
remind you of worldwide, huh?
Reminded me of WCW Monday Nitro about 7:30-ish. Trust me, it was like that all the time. Top 5 is
Is
going to
that
be...
that indie fan again?
Top 5 is... Lean a little harder. Top 5 is going to be Elijah Burke and Rob Van Dam. Number 4 on my top 5 list is going to go out to Snitsky because he made me laugh. You know
did
why?
what?
Snitsky made me
Clearly
laugh.
that's not your
my
fault.
fault.
Snitsky made me laugh, dude. His theme sounds like Jaws. Okay. He comes in, and just like your boy, Great Khali, has the hills and the valleys. I mean, seriously, the back knee is just out of control. Number 4 on my top 5 list is going to go out to Snitsky. Number 3, Edge. Edge, he's playing around the injury angle real well. Involved every day.
Did he ever step foot in the ring on ECW? I don't think he did.
think he did.
Oh, he tagged in. And then tagged right back out.
Right. He's playing the injury thing well. He's keeping himself on TV. He's involved. Unfortunately, most Marks now, or Marks, or Smart Marks, or Mark Nelson, or whatever you want, know that Edge is hurt. Yeah,
Can they say it better than you are?
probably. Edge, number 3 on my top 5 list. Number 2 on the top 5 list is going to go out to every other girl that wasn't in the match on Raw, be it the Lumberjills, if you will. I'm going out to all those Lumberjills. I can't wait to see all the boobies and the puppies and the botanical forests and gardens and all that other good stuff. Maybe I'll get some binoculars. Number 2, Lumberjills. And number 1 on my top 5 list goes out to, oh boy,
All hail!
I went out and I bought my competition. Like Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
The man who puts eyes on screen.
You know why?
Throws it over.
Do you know why? He verbally bitch slapped Bobby.
And
all
the
Bobby
exclamation
did,
point on it by not saying a word.
All Bobby did was just move his eyes. Boy, that's great charisma, Bobby. Thanks, Bobby.
And now the top 5 to man my left. He'll vote that way, but the most important thing is, will it be a Clinton or will it be an Obama?
Maybe they should mate and then make the perfect president, hey?
We have to wait 30
Damian Nelson and his...
Thank you, Frank, for that
definitive 5.
that fitting introduction. Number 5, ladies and gentlemen, on the top 5 list is the Women's Champion Melina.
And her
Best
fake hair.
women's champions
Starting a phony pony.
since Mickey James, who's where?
Who? She'll be a Lumberjill.
Number 4, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who, for whatever reason, is not at all part of WrestleMania or the video game contest. He's won it for the last 3 years. Shelton
Ain't
Benjamin.
stopping me now.
They
Except
are.
for being on WrestleMania.
Number 3 is Edge, who is just a prick. And is
Isn't that great?
at it.
Yeah!
He's doing good.
Number 2 is All Hail King Baka!
That one flew far.
And number 1, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2007 Hall of Fame inductee number 9. He is the best play-by-play man in the whole damn business.
Gorilla Monsoon.
Good old JR, Jim Ross. It was so pleasurable to stand there for 3 to 4 minutes and give JR the ovation he deserved this past Monday at Raw in Chicago.
I'm very, very
Shocked by that?
thankful that I did not
Was
go.
who?
Were you shocked that he's going to be...
No, it had been announced already.
I was very,
No,
very
I mean
thankful
overall.
that I was not in attendance because, trust me, that would have been the worst 4 minutes of my life.
Here's my problem with... I don't have a problem with him being in there.
Oh, he belongs in there.
He belongs there, but then why are you having both Lawler and Ross at the same time? They could have split it up.
You know what I think happened?
They didn't get somebody else, and he filled in.
Well, remember the Hogan flop? Remember
Right.
when Hogan?
It was going to be either
was
Warrior
announced
or
on
maybe
air,
Savage or
people they were
This
considering.
year?
yeah, but they couldn't do it, so
So this
they
got leaked.
yeah.
So I think they had to go with the not. It's going to
And
sound
just
worse
like-
than it is, but the B team, if you
Right,
will,
and just
find
like
other inductees.
there's other guys that are sitting there, they can use them whenever they want. They've got
Is Lord Alfred Hayes dead?
He is
yes,
dead.
Ric Flair is
What
always
is it,
there
like
who
a
can be
son or
inducted.
something?
Well, he's much like a Bob Backlund, though. He will not let himself be inducted because he doesn't feel his career is over.
Correct. But I mean, there's guys that they've got sitting on standby, and this year it was such a short time, such a short window. They said, "All right, fine, Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross. That'll fill out the list."
But both, obviously, as you said,
Deserving, but unfortunately,
not
they use
now.
that as fillers. Frank, that's how you end your segment? Not now?
Frank's going to give
top
us his top
for
five.
this
By
week.
the way, mine was Jim Ross, number one.
My quick top five. Number 5 will be the limo driver that Vince McMahon beat up
And fired.
and fired at the same time. Number 4 is going to go to Edge. Number 3 is going to go to John Cena for that promo that he gave on Raw. I liked it.
By the way, Edge is a triple threat winner this week.
Yes. Number 2 will go to, let's go to TNA's Kurt Angle, for the heck of it. And number 1,
Oh. Can I leak your number one? Because we were talking about it earlier. Kenny!
That's not what he was doing.
Dykstra.
Lenny Dykstra. Nails. No.
Nails is number one?
No, number 1 will go to Nick Bockwinkel.
A Hall of Fame inductee whose interview that you conducted with him, I believe, in that sweater.
Actually,
CWRShow.com
different, I believe.
is available. Nick Bockwinkel, like we said last week, has been in this very studio, and we are pleased that he is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. We hail from Milwaukee here. Nick Bockwinkel is one of the wrestlers that made Milwaukee famous. So, with that
That's the
being
top
said,
5.
this is the Pro Wrestling Report. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune into the website all weekend long. Meathead, Damian Nelson, Frank will be running the board, bringing you updates from Detroit.
There is stuff that Frank's going to be doing on Saturday, by the way, and we'll get to that in a second.
PWR Mobile rolls out Saturday morning to Detroit. Hall of Fame induction ceremony Saturday night at Fox Theater in Detroit. There's a Fox Theater in Atlanta that's a lot more famous than the Fox Theater in Detroit. So every time I say Fox Theater, I think Atlanta. And then Sunday night, Ford Field, WrestleMania 23. We'll bring you exclusive video updates from those venues each night after the show. So make sure you tune in to PWRshow.com.
There's also going to be an opportunity if you want to hear live these two guys Saturday morning, March 31st, between 9 and 11 a.m. Central Time. These guys are going to give their opinion on how things are going out there on WrestleMania, exclusive to Fantasy Sports Weekly on Milwaukee's ESPN Radio, 1510 days, 12 nights.
But as far as us giving our opinions, I mean, that's great and on the
No,
road.
things are how.
But
road
where is
trip-
Fantasy Sports Weekly going to be, Frank? You guys are on the road as well, aren't you?
Yeah, but we're on the road. But for those of you that aren't,
Oh, my God,
Oh,
man.
remember, that show can be listened to worldwide via the stream.
Oh, my
on
God, man. I'm
the link
trying to
that
prompt
you
this
can
guy to
get from the
pimp something,
PWR
and
show
you're not pimping it,
.com
dude. 17th in Silver Spring, apparently at the Pick and Save, Fantasy Sports Weekly. We'll be doing their show live from the
Careful
deli
that ceiling.
department. Yeah, we'll be.
no, that's the other Ricketts.
That was Waukesha. We'll be doing their show live from the deli department. They were expecting me to raid their fridge, but Fantasy Sports Weekly, ESPN Radio, 1510 days, 1290 nights, live Saturday morning from 9 to 11 on Saturday, March 31st.
And folks, remember, this weekend, it is WrestleMania
My God,
weekend.
man.
It is the pinnacle of sports entertainment. It is the granddaddy of them all, the showcase of the immortals, as they say. This weekend, PWRshow.com, the only video updates from the site that is not WWE on the web. We will be bringing those to you. And tune in next week, because he will be bald and he will be a cock. Only right here on the Pro Wrestling Report.
And you will
Fans,
start
thanks for
growing a
tuning in.
bald
We'll
throne.
see you over the weekend at PWRshow.com.